Good morning children and welcome back to your chemistry class. Today we are going to talk about the aromatic hydrocarbons which are also called as arenes. So over here benzene is the parent member. Which is the parent member? Benzene is the parent member of the aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, for example, your alkyl or your alkenyl and your even alkenyl derivatives, they are all derivatives of benzene, right? And they are termed as aromatic hydrocarbons. And aromatic hydrocarbons also called as arenes. They show chemical properties characteristic similar to benzene, right? For example, like benzene can be drawn like this. This is how we draw the benzene. But for toluene, let's see how do we draw toluene. We can draw toluene like this. This is CH3. This is your toluene. This is benzene. Okay, then this is your paraxylene, right? Then if you look at this figure, this is CH, CH3. This is called as your isopropyl benzene. Okay, then if you look at this figure, what is this? This is your aromatic hydrocarbons which contain fused benzene rings, and this is your naphthalene. Okay, similarly, if we fuse 3 benzene rings together, right, this is your anthracene. So these two could be called as your fused benzene rings, right? Then if you see this one, this is your diphenyl and CH2. This is your diphenyl methane. And what are these? These are the aromatic hydrocarbons that contain isolated benzene rings. Okay, they are fused benzene rings, they are isolated benzene rings. I hope this is clear. Nomenclature of these aromatic hydrocarbons we have already done in the first term. Isomerism of hydrocarbons I will teach you when I am going to pick up the topic of isomerism. Okay, so just now let us start with the structure of benzene. So over here benzene was actually isolated by Michael Faraday in 1825, right? Its molecular formula is C6H6 and this indicates a high degree of unsaturation. This benzene, it adds 3 molecules of hydrogen, or you can say 3 moles of ozone to form triozonoid, indicating the presence of 3 double bonds. For example, C6H6 plus, as I said, the 3 molecules of hydrogen in the presence of nickel at temperature 473 to 523 Kelvin, and it is going to give us C6H12, a double bond. Or even it can combine with 3 molecules of your ozone in the presence of CH2Cl2 at 196 Kelvin and give us C6H6O3 whole thrice. This is your triozonoid, and this indicates that there is presence of 3 double bonds. Clear? Now benzene does not decolorize bromine water. Remember, benzene does not decolorize bromine water or your pink color base reagent at room temperature. Okay, and this indicates its saturated behavior. In spite of, what did I tell you, it has 3 double bonds, and there it shows a high degree of unsaturation, right, where it has C6H6. Here it shows high degree of unsaturation, but over here this benzene, when it has 3 double bonds, now it does not decolorize the bromine water or even changes the pink color of your base reagent at room temperature, and this is an indication that it acts as a saturated compound in spite of having the 3 double bonds, right? The next important point, Kekulé suggested the ring structure of benzene, and that contains 3 double bonds at alternate positions. Each carbon atom over here, Kekulé's proposal, I am showing it to you, suggested the ring structure of benzene. Okay, how it contains 3 double bonds at alternate positions, right? For example, if you look at this figure, this is one, alternate position is this, and alternate position is this, and all these are your hydrogens attached to it. Okay, so it can be written like this also. Got it? This is also benzene. So each carbon atom, it is linked to a hydrogen atom, right? Then X-ray and electron diffraction confirms this hexagonal structure. What confirms? X-ray and electron diffraction. This confirms the hexagonal structure of the benzene. Now, what were the objections to the Kekulé structure that was proposed? What was the Kekulé structure proposed? Ring structure of benzene with 3 double bonds at the alternate position. But there were objections to the Kekulé structure. So, what were those objections? I'll write it down over here. Let us understand objections to Kekulé structure, right? The first objection was, although benzene, it contains 3 double bond, but it does not decolorize bromine water or Bayes reagent. This is what I had explained you. Although benzene contains 3 double bonds, but it does not decolorize bromine water nor Bayes reagent. Okay. The second objection was that in spite of the presence of carbon-carbon and carbon double bond carbon linkage, all the carbon-carbon bonds in benzene molecule, they are same. All carbon bonds in benzene are same. This was the second objection. The third objection in Kekulé structure, there were two ortho substituted products which are like this, as I show it to you over here. Br like this, and one could be bromine here and bromine here. So this is also your ortho substituted product, and this is also your ortho substituted product. Okay, so but benzene, it forms only one dibromobenzene. So either this or this. So this problem was overcome by Kekulé by suggesting the concept of the oscillating nature of the double bonds in the benzene, right? So how was this problem solved? That he explained that there was an oscillating bonds, that you can see over here, that there was oscillating nature of double bonds. They can be like this, they can be like this. So this problem was sorted out. Thus the position of the single and double bond is not fixed, but they oscillate between the adjacent positions. I hope this point is very clear. Now based on this, let us understand the resonance and the stability of benzene. Okay, so let us understand the resonance and stability of benzene. So benzene, it is considered to be the resonance hybrid of the following that I am going to draw over here, the canonical structures. So they could be drawn like this. You can see it carefully here, or they can also be drawn like this. As I told you, there is an oscillating nature of double bonds. So it can be like this also, and this can be shown like this. So these are the canonical structures of benzene, right? All the contributing structures, they are all imaginary, and the molecule exists what, in only one form. What is that called as? Resonance hybrid. What is it called as? Resonance hybrid. It just exists in one form. So due to resonance, all the carbon-carbon bond lengths in benzene, they are equal. So this second point was also very clear after this, that it said the objection was that carbon-carbon single bond, carbon-carbon double bond, all carbon bonds, they are same. But because benzene, it shows resonance, therefore all the carbon-carbon bond lengths in the benzene, they are equal. Clear? Aromaticity. Now we are going to understand what are the necessary and sufficient conditions for a molecule or an ion to be aromatic, right? So first point, the structure must be cyclic. That is, the structure must be cyclic, and it should have some number of conjugated pi bonds, and should have number of conjugated pi bonds. Okay. Then second point, the next condition necessary, that each atom in the ring must have an unhybridized p orbital, right? That is, the ring atoms, they are usually sp2 hybridized, or occasionally they are sp hybridized. Okay. So over here As I said, each atom in the ring must have an unhybridized p orbital. Clear? Third point, the molecule should be planar. Okay, the molecule should be planar, and the complete delocalization of the pi electrons in the ring should take place, right? It must be lower than the electronic energy, remember, lower than the electronic energy, right? Then next important point, the Huckel rule. What is that? That it should have 4n plus 2 pi electrons, right? Where your n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And always remember, n is your whole number. For example, if you can look at this figure, this is your benzene, okay? So over here n is equal to 1, where you have 6 pi electrons. So, and if you look at this figure, right, this is naphthalene. Here your n is equal to 2 and you have your 10 pi electrons. Here you have how many? 6 pi electrons. Here you have 10 pi electrons. And if you check this figure, this is an ion. This is called as cyclopropenyl cation. What is this called as? Cyclopropenyl cation. Okay. Here your n is 0. Therefore, you have 2 pi electrons. Right. Another example could be NH. What is this? This is called as pyrrole and it has 6 pi electrons. Okay. Similarly, you have pyridine. Now let's see how do we draw pyridine. This is your pyridine. Okay. You can see this is your pyridine and it has 6 pi electrons. Followed? I hope this is very clear to you. So that's all for today. Next time we shall begin to understand the different preparations of benzene. Thank you.